I've got a hunger that's been growing ever since I was a child. A craving for the truth and need to find the spark that lit the fire. And I can't settle with the journey in the night, it's not my thing. I stepped through the dark, discovered the perfect room to begin. There's magic in the kitchen, falling like glitter from above. And there's no competition for happiness and love, 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 love. There's magic in the kitchen. There's coffee, bringing laughter, conversations, and a private store.
Welcome to show number 78. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Yeah, come on!
Everyone is welcome. Are you hungry? Middle of a chair.
Welcome to the space station.
Love and friendship is delicious, and there's plenty here to spare. Nothing else compares. Magic in the kitchen. Glitter from above. There's no competition.
You're totally right, Lauren. Woo! Come on!
Magic in the kitchen.
All right.
Glitter from above.
Gonna warm up the voice this morning. Oh, there's magic in the kitchen. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Woo! Yeah. I can feel it. Welcome, everyone. Hello. Hey, Clayton. Hi, Lauren. Hey, Nicole. Peter is here. Elise is here. Lisa is here. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
I can tell by
All right.
fingers that dance out across my tongue.
All right. Wow, here we are, show number 78. 78 shows in a row, 78 weeks in a row. And here we are. Hi, Bunny. Chris is here. Nice to see you guys. Hope you are all doing well and hope you've had a wonderful week. All right. I have been playing this beautiful guitar for the last couple of weeks, and I've finally given her a name, and her name is Ray. So everyone meet Ray. Yeah. So let's just jump straight in and play a little bit of a song on Ray. Say hello. I don't need to be treated this way no more. You're all I've got, but you make me feel so small. Don't you know I believe I feel you out of face, and it shows. And it shows. Gavin's here too. You're on a frequency I know. Rebecca's here when Victor comes and goes. Static in my head, all the words that you once said, and your waves come crashing down, and the cycle starts again. In spite of what goes wrong, you're Melita's here. Yeah. Oh. Electric pulse in a way I can't explain. I feel so close, yet I'm so far away. And it shows, and it shows. You're on frequency unknown, where the picture comes and goes. Static in my head, all the words you once said, and your waves come crashing down, and the cycle starts again. In spite of what goes wrong, you're the frequency I'm on. The frequency I'm on. On, yeah. Alone. Yeah! Come on. Hi, Terry. Nicole. Woo! And shows, and shows. I know, Rebecca, you're singing harmonies right now. Ready? You're on a frequency unknown, where the picture comes and goes. Static in my head, all the words that you once said. And the waves come crashing in, and the cycle starts again. In spite of what goes wrong, you're the frequency I'm on. Yeah, the frequency I'm on. Hey, Carrie. Alright, yeah, you're the frequency I'm on. Yo! Yeah! Well, welcome everyone. There's some new faces that I can see here. Hi Carrie, how you doing? Welcome everyone. We have had Bunny's going to Tommy Emmanuel's guitar camp. That's going to be insane. Julie is there. Look, I know it's Julie and Andrew's anniversary today. Happy anniversary, you guys. More than you could know, absolutely. You know what? Let's do that now. Let's play More Than You Can Know for Julie and Andrew. Ooh, yeah. Listen, earlier this week I put out the call for some sound effects. And there was a few people that sort of jumped straight in and was like, yeah, sound effects, I'll make some sound effects. One of those people was Melita down in Tassie. And she got busy out in her yard and went through all sorts of things. In fact, Melita, you can tell us some of the things that you had to go through to get some of these sound effects. But one of my favorites is this baby here. Now, I don't know where I'm going to be able to use these sound effects, but there's some chickens in the yard. We're basically just traveling to Melita's house. Ready? Here we go. We're just heading out into the yard and throwing some seed about. Chook, chook, chook. Chook, chook. Where are you? And then a very, very special moment. Melita had to get up at 4:30 in the morning to get this guy. This is a 4:30 in the morning call to wake up. How would you feel? How would you feel if 4:30 in the morning you're sleeping there soundly and it's pitch dark? And would you want to chase that guy down and find him? Someone get that rooster off. Does he climb onto a roof? Do they climb up onto something high and 4:30 in the morning? Oh my goodness. We have that's dedication, I know, Lauren, right? Now I know that there were some other people who sent in some sound effects, and I haven't gotten through them all. And in fact, this morning when I turned on the system that I had programmed all the sound effects into, I turned it on, and they were all gone. And so, at about quarter to the show, about 15 minutes, I had to reprogram all of the sound effects back in. But that's okay. Well, before I go on to this next song, one of my favorite sound effects here, which is a very unlikely sound effect that you would even imagine, but I've actually often thought about this when dealing with crowbars on the farm when I was growing up. They make such an amazing sound, and Ben Van Lonen sent me this sound. Listen to how pure and beautiful this sound is. You would never know that thing was a crowbar, used to dig big holes and to do very intense things. But what a beautiful sound. How amazing is that? So this week, going forward, if you have any, if you're just listening out in the world and there's a sound or something that goes on at your place that's unique to your place or that just sounds interesting or different, record it on your phone and send it to me. Send it to sounds@anthonysnape.com, and I'll see if I can include it on the show. But it's just really wonderful to have a listen, to hear what it sounds like at your place in out in the world. So, oh, this makes me want to go get some fresh eggs, have a great brekkie. All right. Okay, so this goes out to Julie and Andrew, and More Than You Could Know. Here we go. I got to make sure I get it on the right capo, though. Here we go. I think this is right. Let's see. Let's see if I got the right key. That doesn't sound right to me. Here we go. Yeah! I've never held your hand, but I want to more than anything to hold you. It rocked me to the core, leave me wanting more. Yeah. Oh, now really emotional. Oh, it gets me so high to know that you're mine. I love you more than you could know, more than you could know. I feel so alive. Oh, I can't hide. I love you more than you could know, more than you could know, baby. Oh, more than you could know. Hey, Julie and Andrew, how many years is it? When you want to more than anything. I'm reading the comments. Take me round the world. You will be my girl. Yeah. Oh, my heart's wide open. Oh, it gets me so high to know that you're mine. I love you more than you could know, more than you could know. Feel so alive. Oh, I can't hide. I love you more than you could know, more than you could know. This love is bigger than the sky, stronger than the sea. It's bigger than you and me. It gets me so high to know that you're mine. right, if you have tuned in for the first time, my name is Anthony Snape, and you have found an original music show. Here we play songs. I play songs that I've written over the years from all of my albums. You can make requests, and Elise is in the background there doing an incredible job as usual. She's been here pretty much 78 shows in a row. Tirelessly, no matter what has been going on, we've been showing up, and you guys have been showing up as well. There's some wonderful, wonderful people in this crowd, and I want to thank you so much. Those of you who have been donating to the show on and off over the time, and people that have been donating regularly, you guys have no idea what you have been doing. You've been supporting me through this incredible, horrible lockdown that we've been in here, and I am so grateful to you, and I really appreciate it. So if you can donate, please make a donation to the show. It makes a huge, massive difference. If you cannot, that's totally fine too. You hang around here and you enjoy these songs because we're pouring love out into the world. The other thing we do on this show is we get some wonderful guests in. And today I have an incredible friend and an amazing musician that I have known for a long time, from back in my Gunnedah days when I grew up in Gunnedah and was doing musicals and you know, all the things that you do when you're in school over in Tamworth. This woman is just an incredible artist, and I am very excited to be able to introduce you guys to her. So without any further ado, we did do, this is a pre-record, but I'm sort of outing myself here, but I wore the same shirt, right? And I'm in the space station, so maybe it'll be a seamless thing if I hadn't have said anything, but you know, whatever. What can I do? Please enjoy Amy Vee. My next guest is a poet, an artist of the highest order, a multi-instrumentalist, award-winning composer and performer. She's toured as a support act for many international and national acts, including Passenger, Luca Bloom, Jeff Martin, Hawksley Workman, Amber Swift, The Whitlams, Renee Gale, Lior, Mark Seymour, Darryl Braithwaite. Oh my goodness, so many, and many more. She's currently creating works in the indie folk and dream pop realms, but that's not all. She has a psychology background and is highly experienced in the prevention of mental ill health and suicide and the promotion of mental well-being. She's worked tirelessly in the field through government-funded project work for over 13 years, and she's currently studying a master's in mental health. She also somehow finds time to be an incredible mum. Please welcome the superhuman Amy Vee. Amy!
Hello.
How are you doing?
Wow, what an introduction. I feel intimidated now.
Right. When you hear that, do you when you think about all those things that just really scratching the surface of what you do, really, how does it make you feel?
I think I sometimes forget that I try to do so many things, especially at the moment, because obviously I can't do as much as I want to be doing right now. Particularly in terms of music, I think that's been the most, inhibited kind of area of my life in the last few weeks. I've still been able to study, which is great. And I'm obviously, you never stop being a parent. So that's taken up most of my time recently. But yeah, I forget about those musical things that I've done sometimes. It's nice to be reminded that that's out there.
Well, I'm very excited to have you on the show. I've watched your career, quite excitedly over many years, and it's just awesome to see all the wonderful things that you come up with, and you're constantly not so much reinventing yourself, but the way that you present yourself musically and the different instruments that you play and the different ways that you express your creativity is amazing. You sing in musicals, you play as an instrumentalist in different people's bands, and out of all of the different aspects of what you do in the music realm, what do you enjoy the most?
Oh, that's a tough question. I think it's probably the fact that it is quite varied that keeps me interested. Obviously, songwriting is my real passion. Um, that's the thing that I feel like it's the soul food. That's the stuff that keeps my heart and my soul happy. I love playing with other bands, and getting to play a variety of different styles of music and genres, and um, yeah, it's really, that sort of keeps me match fit. I feel like it keeps me, playing different instruments and using my voice in different ways. And that same goes for music theater. You have to train your voice in a different way, and it just kind of makes it interesting. And yeah, I don't know. I think ultimately, I'd love to be just being a singer songwriter, but yeah, it's nice to have a few other jobs to do.
Absolutely, and I mean, there are many, many people that have seen you in those performances and stuff that just want you for their own. Like, just go and do musical theatre. Go and do musical theatre with us forever, and come and play in our band forever, Amy. It seems like so everyone's kind of just going, come and spend time with us. Do you have something that you could play for us today? Because we would love. My audience here loves hearing new music, and we would love
Sure.
to hear something from you if you would like to play something.
Sure, sure. I'm going to play you a song. This is actually a song I wrote last year. Um, and it was the first kind of song that emerged after the initial, pandemic sort of became a thing here in Australia when we started to be locked down and have all of our gigs taken away and all of those kind of things. And I moved house during that first couple of weeks, so I was really distracted, and it was quite healthy in a way because it meant I
Right.
wasn't thinking about it as much.
Yeah.
But then as soon as we got settled, and it suddenly hit me, and I just felt this state of almost paralysis. Like I couldn't move. I didn't know what to do with myself. I felt a real loss of identity.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the stuff that's kind of coming through again this second time around as well.
Mm.
And so it took me a while to really build up any kind of motivation or momentum to want to write music. And I kind of I need to have moved through the thoughts and feelings to be able to put them into a song. Like I can't do it while I'm kind of in that moment. So
Yep.
so yeah, this is kind of what emerged. And it was
Cool.
really, yeah. I'm the kind of person who, if I spend too much time in my own head, it can be a little bit dangerous. And that was the
Aren't we
threat
all?
of being isolated, So yeah, that's
Mm.
kind of what this song ended up being about.
I'll leave you
It's
to it. Amy
Thank
Vee,
you.
everyone.
Somewhere beyond the night, I sometimes sight her, that whimsical featherweight child who struck a friendship with the dark, then let it penetrate her heart. And I don't remember a time when the cogs weren't turning. The difference is now I'm obliged to look inside. I see her workings magnified. She says, help me to forget me. Help me to forget me. This knowing feels so heavy. So help me to unknow me. I'd carry the weight of the moon just to reflect her surface, keeping her well in my view, close enough to feel her muse, but one eclipse away from ruin. She says, help me to forget me. Help me to forget me. This knowing feels so heavy. So help me to know me. Spectre so wretched she mimics my voice, marionette like my hands have no choice, threadbare and violently close to the edge, the stony veneer of a spider web you all come through, but it clings to you like I cling to you. As a wave that embraces the shore, I'll come crash heavy into you, that you might help me to forget me. 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 This knowing bleeds me empty. So help me to know me.
Yeah, that was awesome. Well done.
You can hear that the cobwebs are being blown out.
Yes, the cobwebs
So
are
that's the
definitely
first time
being
I've sung in about 4 weeks. So you can
Well-
tell. Sorry about that.
Well, I'm really pleased that you did come out of hibernation after 4 weeks and to come onto the show to sing for us. I mean, that your voice is very unique, and I love hearing it because it just takes me back all the time. Every time you open your mouth and start to sing, I'm like, oh, I know that voice. I know that voice.
Aw.
So that song is called Only Just. Is that right?
That one's called Forget Me.
Oh,
Yeah,
Forget Me.
so
I
that-
thought it
yeah.
would be. And I'm like, oh, I thought you were going to say you're going to play Only Just. Okay, Forget Me. That's great. So where can people find that?
They can find that in all the usual places, the streaming services. Yeah, anywhere you find your music.
Great. Well, if you go to amyvee.com, you can find all the links you could ever want there to find that song and many, many others. Your latest release, though, is a song called Only Just. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
And Forget Me is a song that you've already made a video clip for, and that's the one that I have queued up here. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the video for that song and maybe how it came together and
Sure.
tell us some things that maybe no one else knows. Here we go. I'll put it up.
Oh, okay. Well, I was approached by somebody to make this music video. So they, a guy who has actually been playing a bit of drums for me lately. His name is Jay Nelson, and he has been sort of making his way into sort of content creation. He's got a real flair for filmmaking. So he said, look, I've been doing all this kind of commercial work and it's great, but it doesn't really satisfy my soul. And he said, I really, really love your music. I would love to make a music video for you. And I'd seen some of his work and I knew it was great. And he's an awesome guy. So yeah, he sort of came to me and I gave him the song and he sort of pitched this idea and I loved it from the minute he described it. It was actually him and another guy, Solomon Wilkes, who worked together to make this. And the beautiful girl that you can see there is a lovely friend of mine, Megan, who's a local actress.
Wow.
And she sort of expressed an interest a while ago in being involved in some music video stuff. And I'm like, you would be perfect for this. So she came along. I think we made it in maybe 2 or 3 days in various locations around my hometown. We had to do it. It was while there was still a few restrictions around, so we had to be really careful about where we went and how many people we had with us. And that little section you see with the the old TV screen is actually in a bar.
Oh, right.
At Honeysuckle, yeah, they have this amazing like wall of old TV screens, and he was like, "That'd be such a cool location to film." And
So we're
the
talking.
office, sorry,
Sorry to interrupt you. We're talking hometown is Newcastle in
yeah,
New
that's
South
right,
Wales,
yeah, yeah.
Australia. Yeah. Sorry. Keep going.
And the office space that you see there is actually my partner's
Oh.
workplace. There was nobody there because nobody was working in their offices at the time. So they said, "Yeah, you can go in and film there." And so we sort of pooled our resources, and yeah,
Perfect.
he did such a great job. And I love the way the visuals kind of match the lyrics about this person being lost, in their own head.
And it's
Um,
so potent because I mean the whole screen thing and this lost feeling is something that a lot of people are feeling right now.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Well, and kind of communicating through screens now too is such
Mhm.
a normal thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting.
Very cool.
And these extras are all just friends of ours.
That's great.
Tell them just come and look like you're drinking in a bar, and they're like, "Yeah, we can do that."
No problem. It is lockdown, but we can officially work.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't full lockdown then.
Yeah.
There was still, it was all very above board.
This was
Um,
2021, right?
Yeah. No, this was last year. This was 2020.
Sorry, 2020.
So yeah. So it was kind of like later in the year when things were a little bit looser, but a lot of places were still closed. So we had access to buildings I guess we probably wouldn't have at other times.
It's the independent artist way, really. Look at what you've got, available to you, and then just make it work.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's been my entire music career. It's just like taking the very minimal resources that you have and making the most out of them.
Absolutely. And I
Yeah.
think sometimes that in itself, creates innovation and makes the art more interesting.
I think so, yeah. I think it challenges you in different ways. And it's also sometimes good to have limitations. I find that um, when you're kind of too well resourced, you often don't know where to draw the line with creative projects. So it's kind of provides these healthy barriers, I think, sometimes when it's like, well, this is as far as we know we can go with this, so let's just work within that space and make it as good as we can make it, kind of thing.
That's super cool. I see. With a bigger budget, you could have smashed the TV.
I know, right?
Right. But no, you could just turn it off, like nicely. Okay, it's off.
That's actually Jay's mum's TV, so I don't think she
Right.
would have appreciated that.
No, I don't think she would have. But it's like all the creative options that open up to you once you've got this huge budget, which I've yet to experience actually.
Yeah. Who needs it?
Tell us a little bit about. Well, you can talk about whatever you like, but I was going to ask you about some of the support work that you've done. Opening for other acts and stuff. What was the most memorable? Like, who was the most fun to open
Ooh.
for?
Luca Bloom was pretty special.
Mhm.
I don't know if any of your audience would be familiar with his work, but he is an incredible songwriter and just like one of those. I think he's just one of those top tier like singer songwriters. He's always done things his own way. He's very authentic. Like he's just such a beautiful human being. When you talk to him,
Yep.
he's exactly how you imagine him to be because of his songs and the way that you see him performing on stage. He's always just himself. He was so lovely and supportive of me during the show that I did with him. And I've met up with him since. Like I come to his shows and kind of come and said hello, and he's just been so beautiful. And it was just great. His audience is really, really nice too. And I think that those kind of artists, they seem to attract these beautiful audiences. So it was just such a joy to get to play for an audience like that. They're very accepting, very warm, and and it was at the Enmore Theatre as well, which was a beautiful venue. It's always lovely to play in these nice big amazing sounding venues.
That would have
A
been
little bit
incredible.
daunting when you're just on stage by yourself, but
Yeah.
you feel very small. Yeah.
Yeah. but also, I mean, I love those feelings. The single, big stage, big audience, single
Mm,
person.
yeah,
I love watching it from an audience perspective, but I also love doing it as well.
yeah,
As much as it is nerve wracking, but I think,
yeah. Well, it's because you're holding that space on your own.
yeah.
It's a big thing.
But then
Yeah.
a voice like yours then fills that room, and
Yeah.
affects everyone in the crowd, and it's a beautiful thing. Over the let's talk a little bit about your work in psychology and in mental health and stuff like that. What
Mhm.
led you down that path?
Um, well, I started uni straight out of high school, as many people do. I just kind of went, well, this is the next place that you go. And I really wanted to study law, but my marks were like just shy of what they needed to be, where I wanted to go to Newcastle University, and I wasn't quite there. So I thought, I'm going to do arts for a year and see if I can get some credit. And kind of, there was some options back then that you could maybe transfer. So I thought, I'm just going to try this out for a while. And I picked psychology as one of my art subjects. And, I was doing other stuff as well. I was doing drama and, all this other things I was interested in. But I really loved psych. And I think as a creative person, we're always really interested in how people's minds work,
Mm,
and we're interested in human behavior. We love to observe, and we love to kind of translate that. So it felt like just another avenue of doing that, really. So
mm,
and I got really interested in, particularly, they had a subject called abnormal psychology, which was dealt a lot with mental health issues,
right.
and I found that really, really fascinating. And so when I finished uni, I did an honors, and then I went straight into working for this organization that was doing sort of mental health promotion programs. A lot of them were government funded, but there were various sort of forms of funding back then. Um, and you got to work with a whole range of different types of people. It wasn't just, I mean, we were kind of promoting mental health in the community. So
Mm,
we were working particularly with various what we call gatekeeper sectors. So people who work in workplaces where you might come into contact with someone with a mental health problem, or where mental health might get raised as an issue. And so
right.
places like in the education system, so young people presenting with mental health issues. We did a lot of work with the media. So
Oh.
I was particularly involved with projects around supporting like news media to do um, responsible and truthful and accurate stories about mental health and about suicide as well.
Hmm.
So we have these national guidelines in Australia, and we were basically helping to promote those guidelines and to train journalists in how to use them.
Wow.
So that was really interesting. And then as an offshoot of that, we started doing some work with mass media and kind of people who are writing fictional portrayals of mental health issues.
Hmm.
And that's where I got really interested, because I'm like, these are my people, they're the creative people. So we went and did all these workshops for like script writers and producers, and
Wow.
we got to work with some amazing people. And we were basically just like the conduit between them and people with actual lived experience of mental ill health. So they
Hmm.
got to hear it straight from the horse's mouth, and for them, that was like, wow, we're getting access to these amazing stories that have their own kind of drama and excitement and turmoil, and
Mm,
and it just kind of it opened up this whole new world to them. They weren't having to rely on the kind of old stereotypes and cliches of people with a mental health problem. They were talking to real people
mm,
with real lives and real relationships, and
mm,
that they found that really, really fascinating. So it was such a beautiful thing to see. And then I started to see my worlds gradually coming together. I always kept my psychology hat and my music hat, these two separate things, but
mm.
I was starting to find that the more conversations I had with people working in those industries, that there's a lot of crossover, and
Yeah.
then I started doing some work with young people who were involved in music and drama. So we held like a youth band competition where we used it as a way for to engage young people in mental health conversations. And we had
Hmm.
a drama competition for people in high school, and they would have a theme around a mental health issue, and they would have to come up with a group work, and it was part of their HSC assessment. And
Hmm.
it was just amazing to watch young people take ownership of the issues and the
Mm.
topics, and to learn about it that way, that they didn't feel like they were just being told by somebody. It was like they actually got to experience it, you know.
It sort of explodes the stigma like from
Oh,
the beginning, and so it doesn't even exist for those kids.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And they were amazing. Like they just took it on and created their own messaging for their own people. You know, it was just
Mm.
like it was incredible to watch. And yeah, so I was gradually finding that these two worlds were coming together, and so that kind of led to me exploring that a little bit more, I suppose. And I got involved with a charity called Listen Up Music,
Hmm.
who are a music and mental health charity. And I now actually sit on their board, because, you know, this is obviously such a passion for me. And I love the work that they do. They're all about community building and bringing people together and connecting people,
Mm.
which I think is so important more now than ever.
Yeah.
That,
Right.
you know, a lot of people like me and you, we work in isolation quite a lot, and just having
Mm.
any kind of connection to people who you feel like understand you and on your wavelength is such a huge, you know, boost for our well-being. So
Totally.
a lot of the work we do is focused on that. And now my research is kind of focused on those areas too. So I'm really interested in how do we better support our music industry folks, you know, where we're a massively high risk population for mental health
Mm.
problems. That's well documented now, but there's not a lot of evidence to support how we change that. So that's what
That's
I'm
right.
really interested in now. That's what I want to work on, is
So
how do we turn this around?
So what you're doing currently is groundbreaking work that really hasn't been researched properly, and
Mm,
we're living through a time period in the world where, you know, the resources that you have available to of people experiencing things in the music industry and the creative arts in world, uh, you know, pretty much everyone that we talk to is going through
yeah.
something.
Oh yeah.
Um, so so it's an incredible time, a very hard, difficult time. But what a wonderful moment to be in, where you've done all this training and you're so prepared to help so many people. Like, you're right there. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Must.
I feel like it's the right place for me right now. It's Yeah, I feel like all the stars have kind of aligned.
Mm,
And I feel like this is where I'm meant to be. This is the work I'm supposed to be doing. I don't have a lot of answers right now, and
mm.
that's, you know, I don't think anybody does. But
Yeah,
we're just doing the best we can, and if I can do anything to further that, then I'll do it, you know.
absolutely. Well, my daughter is making noises out in the background. Hang on a second. Let me just shut the door. Um, Amy, do you have another song you could play for us? Because we would.
Mm.
Do you have another song you could play? Because we. I mean, I could sit here and talk to you for days, and you know, because I get lost in the fact that we're actually here and there's an audience and everyone is watching. Sorry, guys, I'm just having a chat with Amy. What would I'd love for you to play something. What would you like to play?
Well, I'm going to play my latest single.
Yes. Okay.
So it's called Only Just.
All right.
And
I'll leave you to it.
all right, thank you. 3 days until the next full moon. Summer solstice will be on us soon. The stars align and the planets are in tune. Somewhere out there in the universe, without anchor or impetus, she drifts like an otter without a muse. But if you don't look too close, and my serpentine pose will keep appearances up. I'm passing for normal, but only just. Remember back when the days were long and our heads were vessels for drink and song, and our bodies hummed like electricity. Somewhere out there on life's highway, the road narrowed and I spun my wheels and I crashed into an askew reality. But if you don't look too close at my serpentine pose, I keep appearances up. I'm passing for normal, but only just. Sound state is overrated, but I still feel the cool. Invisible, somewhat preferable to being seen for all. 3 days until the next king tide. Clouds are forming on the horizon. The night is heavy with a cold uncertainty. And for a moment in the silent gloom, I imagined how it feels to belong, but it felt so wrong, like a shift in chemistry. But if you don't look too close at my serpentine pose, ignore the remnants of rage in my ubiquitous gaze. I'll keep appearances up, I'll make you feel like it's normal. It's just how I do normal. So very close to normal, but only just.
Yeah, that's Amy Vee with Only Just. I feel like a radio guy when I do that stuff. I've never really done much back announcing before, never done any radio, but I've actually really enjoyed doing interviews and stuff and bringing my friends on and being able to share the incredible talent with my friends and fans here all over the world. So if you want to go and check out Amy Vee, in fact you should, go and check out all of Amy Vee's stuff, sign up for her mailing list and get amongst it. There are so many amazing songs there. Amy, thank you so much
Thank
for being
you.
on
I
the show.
appreciate this very much. It's great to be part of it, Anthony. I've loved watching your shows, and yeah, it's really lovely to be invited on. Thank you.
Absolutely, such a pleasure. And come back anytime you like.
Thanks.
All right, see you later. Yeah, well, that was Amy. How awesome was that? Look, I love Amy, and there are some stories from way back in the time when we did a musical in Tamworth together, and in fact it was back in high school. I remember the first time I met Amy Vee was when I was in some school. I can't remember what school event it was. It might have been a Stedfords or something like that, and you line up in your school lines and you find out the kids from the other schools that you're competing against in these singing competitions that happen at schools. Like I think it was a Stedfords or something like that. Might have been a massed choir or something like that. But that's where you meet all these other incredibly talented kids around you that you're about to get up and you're about to do your thing and sing, and then someone like Amy would get up and do her thing, and you'd be like, "Holy smokes!" It was quite an amazing, wonderful childhood out there in Gunnedah. Gunnedah, Tamworth, out in that area. So it was awesome. Thank you guys for listening and for engaging there. Listen, I don't know if Sandy is still here, but have a listen to this. I don't know if you can hear this. Can anybody tell me what that was? Oh, here we go again. Now, look, this could be a secret sound. That's maybe what we're doing here. Sounds like a duck, says Melita. Well, you would be right. It is a duck. It's a duck, and it's Sandy's duck, and it's a single duck. So if you know any other ducks out there that are looking for, romance, Sandy has a single duck. So we could get them together. Or a goose. But to me, it sounded like, you know those pet toys you can buy that you can squeeze and it's got the little thing in it? That's what it sounded like to me. And when she sent it to me, I was like, that's not real. That's not a real duck, is it? And of course, you can hear Sandy's kids in the background laughing at the duck, going crazy. So there you go. There's a duck. Ding dong. All right. So let's, we've got not long to go. Look, if there's anything that you want to add to the show, if anything you want to say, jump in, make some comments. I really appreciate it. Chris, thank you so much for your donation. We miss Jan. I know Jan is out on the road today. So a lot of love going out to Jan, and just drive safely out there. I know you get to watch the show a little bit later on. It is like that, isn't it, Millie? Born, setting out into the unknown, going without some place to go, home like a flint strike on stone, survive, you're only ever so night, suffer the dark for the light, strangers know you're alive. We're all the same, but I feel so different. We're all to blame, but I didn't mean it. When there's nothing left to burn, you gotta set yourself on fire. Autocorrect. On fire. Say all that is innocent rain. Suffer dark. Oh, I've got to stop reading the comments. Lauren, your comment threw me. We're all the same, but I feel so different. We're all to blame, but I didn't mean it. When there's nothing left to burn, you gotta set yourself on fire. On fire, yeah. Whoa, whoa, ooh, whoa, yeah. Oh, Harry, look, I'm sending you lots of love, brother. Harry's dad has just come down with some bad news with some cancer stuff. So sending out lots of love to you, mate. We're all the same, but I feel so different. We're all to blame, but I didn't mean it. When there's nothing left to burn, you gotta set yourself on fire. We're all the same, but I feel so different. We're all to blame, but I didn't mean it. When there's nothing left to burn, you gotta set yourself on fire. Yeah! On fire. Yeah. On fire. All right. I have a couple of requests to get through before the end of this show. This show has gone so super fast. I love doing interviews, and I love getting people on. It just makes the shows go super fast, though. I don't get through as many songs as I'd like to. I wanted to quickly talk about. Hang on. Julie says, "Did you recall that one I think it was 2015 for anniversary gift. That one. Yeah. Our gift to each other was going to be... Yes. The Wisher Keepers album. Julie. That... Oh, thanks, Melita. I appreciate that. The Wisher Keepers album. For those of you who know about the Wisher Keepers album, you've been around for a while and you've been a part of this journey for a while. That's one of my favorite records. You can't get it anywhere. It's not online. It's nowhere. If you don't have a CD, you can't get it. Well, actually, that's not true. It's not on all the streaming services, but if you go to wisherkeepers.com, you can still find and listen to some of those songs. I recorded and worked in Wisher Keepers with the incredible Claire Wyndham, who has gone on to do some amazing things in film and TV music and has some really cool releases out. So go to wisherkeepers.com to experience that. And Julie, yes, you guys were a part of the crowdfunding for Wisher Keepers album, which was one of my favorite records that we made. All right, so let's go on to... I'm going to play Lost at Sea and one other, I think. Oh, but I was going to say something. This is what I wanted to say. So in the patron show today, I'm releasing to the patrons a brand new song that I wrote last week, and it's an interesting song because I don't often go down the path of sort of negative emotions and explore what that means and sort of let that all come out into a song, but I definitely did for this one. And so if you are a patron at 1:30, we'll be going in and doing a patron release, and we'll be you can come on and chat. You should receive an email in around about 60 seconds. It should go out to everyone. That's if I've got all of the timing right. If you don't receive an email in the next 10 minutes, let me know, and I'll have to go and make sure that works. I was going to request that song, but I saw your patron message. All right. Well, Chris, you're the only one that could have, because no one else has heard it. That's very tricky. All right. Yeah. Every now and again, I call a random patron and just say, "Hey, what you up to? Can you want to hear a song?" And Chris was there, and I played him that new song just to. Sometimes it's hard to get a perspective on a new song, but yeah, he had a listen for me, which is really cool. Anyway, let's jump into Lost at Sea, and I can't wait to get into the patron show today. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you want to check out more about the patron page, go and check it out. Go and have a look. Come and join us. It's less than the cost of a cup of coffee a month, and you can have all the songs that I've ever released and a brand new song every week. It's seriously the place to be, and it helps support me as an artist and helps give me a solid income going forward so I can plan things. So with the patron income so far, I've been doing online training for marketing, and I've been able to purchase all of the systems that you see here that make this show work, and a whole bunch of other stuff like having the website working and all that kind of wonderful stuff. Patrons really help make things work and enable me to invest in the future. Basically, it's about being part of the record label. My patrons are my record label. So come and be a part of it and have a say and hear all the new songs as they come out. Hear songs that'll never be released. You get to hear everything. All right, so let's go into this guy and... Woo! Here we go.
Say la vie.
Yeah, Lost at Sea. Going out there for Elise. That one's for you. Mwah. All right, let's just lose. Get out of the drain pipe, as Dave would say from Welter. And Julie wants For Always. All the love songs, of course. For Always. I did such a crappy job of that last time. You know what? Let's not go there. Maybe I can do that for you in the patron show, Julie. I can do a private little version of that in the patron show for you. All right. Let's go with. You know what? I haven't played this for a long time. It feels like a long time. So let's jump into this. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for being a part of this show. Show number 78. It went super quick. Oh, the patron email went out. Yes! That's good. That means that the timing was right. I might have got the timing all incorrect. Thank you for being here. If I have not said something to your comments as they've come through, it means I missed it while I was playing. But I will go back through and I'll message you directly if I've missed you. Thank you for being here. You guys make this possible, and I appreciate your donations and for being a part of it. And thank you so much. All right, let's finish up the show with this baby. All right, here we go. Tumble ups and turns, city miles and country hearts, you know we're playing a part. Guess you where it all begins, it never really ends, no. Can you feel the world turn around? Can you feel the light shine on you? No matter what you do right now, take discoveries of the world, make the rules and never tell. Draw a line and make a start. Feel the beating of your heart, yeah. Can you feel the world turn around? Can you feel the light shine on you? No matter what you do right now, take a little piece of love. Find a better way. It's too good to leave behind. You know that you're alive. Feel the shiver up your spine. 'Cause now you realize, oh, you can feel the world turn around. Can you feel the light shine on you? No matter what you do right now, take yeah. Thank you so much. We'll see you at the next show, show number 79. Holy